episode, the party had gained a lot of information from Virginia Dare, and basically she told them to seek a, if not an end to the war, at least an end to the use of magic in it, for fear that using magic for war would lead to the circumstance where could lead to something very bad getting released. A demon who had taken the name Croatoan.
So we promptly use magic in battle.
Yeah, I mean, but you used it to put people to sleep and to tie them up. It was, you didn't kill anyone with it. And again, you know, she didn't specifically tell you never to use magic in battle, but the kind of large scale use of it for a war, that is what you were cautioned against.
Okay, did we lose? It looks
We
like we
lost
might have lost Trevor. Yeah, there he is back.
Okay. So
you're back. Okay.
just out of curiosity, I mean, not that it matters, but can you all see me? Oh, wait a minute. Let me turn on the video. Okay.
Well, don't turn on the video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the whole point of using this is because I need to be audio only because I'm on backup internet. Like,
understood.
Yeah. My internet's been down all day, and I couldn't get someone out here to fix it because holiday.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what are you using? You're using your data plan?
Yes. Turns out I've been paying for data on my cell phone for months and never use it, so now we're using it. All right. So the party then was sped on their way by Virginia and met up with a man named Richard Lee. Richard Lee is a delegate to the Continental Congress on his way back with a resolution to declare independence from Great Britain. This rather monumentous, you know, if it passes, and it's something that allies of the party, such as Dr. Franklin, have been championing. And now we go to the party rolling into Philadelphia with Richard Lee. The journey has been largely uneventful. Since the initial encounter with the British irregulars, who you have taken as prisoners and are marching them into Philadelphia with you. So once you're in town, I'll presume you guys can drop off the prisoners with the local militia chief.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Makes sense to me.
What do you guys want to do once you're free of the prisoners?
I need to have a talk with Ben Franklin about his use of magic in battle.
Okay.
Keep him up to speed. I would like to go visit Benjamin Franklin as well because I'm hoping there's something over there for me.
Yes. So, is it anyone not wanting to go to Ben Franklin's first?
I'm all set with seeing Ben.
I'm wanting to see Ben, but I'm wanting something that he won't want to give up, though.
Okay. Well then. You guys have arrived at Ben Franklin's home. You're greeted by one of his servants and put in a waiting area until the good doctor is able to be with you. Which doesn't take very long. He comes in, relying heavily on a cane. His foot is bound up.
Tad bit of gout there, huh?
Yes. Ben Franklin had, at this time in his life, had frequent outbreaks of, I forget what it was, but it basically almost rendered him a cripple at times.
It was gout.
Okay. Ah, my friends. I had a feeling I'd be seeing you again. Things at the farm indicated that your mission was most likely successful.
You noticed a small change in the arrangements there, I see.
Not
What
a small
happened?
change, no. The building burned down, and the men watching it told me they detected a hint of brimstone. When it was done, there was, well, no sign of the
My
horseman.
my apologies. We did not mean to burn the building down.
Did it take out Legion?
That I'm not sure about. Legion, while the horseman is, shall we say, an entity not of this world, I wouldn't expect to find any remains. Legion, well, there should have been at least bones, and we couldn't find any, so I'm not entirely certain.
You
I have a
created a
feeling
monster.
that I have a strange feeling that the monster you created was probably taken and is going to be showing up fighting against us.
I don't know why it would turn on us, but I do have
Well,
men scouring the countryside. It's
well,
not exactly subtle. We'll find it.
that perhaps we should tell you what we learned.
Yes,
We did
do.
we did the mission, of course, and I was able to find someone who was able to tell us how to dispose of the head, and that person is someone who I don't know if you have heard of her, but her name is Virginia Deer.
Why, I've heard of her. I thought her dead, as I'm sure most of the world did. But yes, her name is known to those of us who are well versed in the history of this continent.
Well, she has warned us of something that I have also seen. Um, there is somebody who is not so good, who potentially could be summoned due to the use of magic in the battle. Can I basically explain to him
Sure.
what's going on? Yeah.
How much of it do you explain?
Hmm. All right. I feel like John would also be good to help with this. So, John. How much do we explain?
I would say that there's a supernatural threat in the use of magic, and probably, you know, I'd be saying, that stone, that shard that you took from the stone, you need to give it back because you have not been shown to be trustworthy,
Hmm.
and in any use of these.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I am not myself a magic user. I've attempted to use modern methods to recreate some of the miracles in my mother's books, but I'm
And she specifically named you on our side. So whatever
interesting.
you're doing
Well,
isn't.
Stop.
Mm,
truthfully, I haven't done any dabbling since the incident at the barn.
it's probably best that way.
I think that was
Also,
more than enough.
I would explain that Croatoan is currently looking for more hounds, and I find it likely that Legion has been drafted, shall we
Hmm.
say?
Well, that would be troublesome. I certainly didn't didn't intend to create something that would turn against us. I will.
What the hell?
Well, anyway, if, as you say, the other side is willing to come to some agreement to limit the use of the supernatural in our war, I'm certainly open to such a pact.
Well, one of the three brothers, Albedo, is talking to Jonathan D, and we will see if we get any contact with that or not.
Hmm.
He requested to do what the lady said. Well, can I summarize what it was. I can't remember exactly what it was. Like a champion.
Sure.
For
I assume that
or
you guys
whatever it was.
included that when you said you were telling him everything.
Yeah.
I'm present, but letting them do all the talking, by the way.
Okay.
Me too. The magic people handle the magic stuff.
Well. Well, I must say, this is disturbing news. I, again, certainly had no intention of opening the door to anything. Well, any princes of darkness, but
It's possible that the Order will need to work to fight against him.
Indeed, I will contact the other leaders of the Order, and we will definitely need to meet to plan out how to oppose such a creature. And we will find Legion before it's turned to any dark purposes.
I hope you do.
Is there any danger that Legion would go against any of our fellows?
Well, the reason I constructed Legion the way I did, the head of Legion was one that was forcibly removed from its body by the horsemen. I had thought that using such a head might motivate Legion to work against the horsemen. And
I think that
it worked.
I do think
Now
that
go on.
I do think that that might have worked, but I also think that it would have instilled much anger into this Legion, and I think that that right there was a doorway for Croatoan to corrupt and potentially, recruit him. He feeds off of fear and hate and anger.
Well, I worry about it being left out there. I think perhaps that we should make all efforts to try to find out where he's gone.
When you created him, were you aware, like, if there was any ability to control him with that ring you had?
Well, I was working in uncharted territory. There's very little in my mother's books about the use of the Philosopher's Stone. I was relying on different sources, but, well, I'm somewhat surprised it even worked. And I do share your concerns about Legion wandering free, and trust me, I have not been idle in the time since his possible escape was noticed. If he even did escape, as I said, I am believing he did because there were no bones, but that fire was hardly natural.
Sorry about that.
Can I roll for Arcana to see if I know of any like transportation spell with the use of fire or something along those lines?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let's just roll that. Let me see.
Well, I will say based on that, And based on your own observations of how the horseman was disappeared when you killed it before, it seems in line with that. Like, yeah, destroying the head caused the horseman to
go up in flames
burn
like
the.
when the other person did, but could the flame, I mean, the whole building burn down? Would that have been caused by that, or was that potentially something that
And it is highly
Croatoan?
likely that you would think it's highly likely that it's the flames were naturally more intense if it were the final, you know,
The
like the
hellfire,
once
yeah.
and for all, sending the horseman back to the fire from whence it came.
Okay. I assume that roll isn't enough for me to know, like, if bones would be incinerated at that high of a heat.
No. That would be an entirely different. That would be an entirely different skill.
Yeah.
And realistically, I don't think at this time there's a lot that like anyone would have much experience with fire that could, destroy all trace of bones.
Yeah.
Like that level of fire is rare even in our time.
Yeah.
I was going to say in cremation, you still have bits of bone typically
Oh,
left.
I'm aware. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm aware of that.
Okay. So yeah.
It could have been like a magical flame, though. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, you don't, based on that roll, you know what I gave you. I'm not going to
Yeah.
give you any more.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
Well, I guess we could always go and see if we could. I know it's been a while since it happened, but
Not too long, just most of the travel and Virginia.
about a week.
Yes.
Or
Feel free to go and investigate the ruins of the barn. I have nothing to hide. If you do find some sign of Legion, do let me know, and I can. Well, there are other trackers within the order I could send after it.
I would be interested to go and check because, again, it does worry me. Wait. Oh my goodness.
What?
She didn't use her dog when she did her roll, but
No, I didn't use my dog.
I noticed that. But
The dog enhances your magic, not your occult knowledge.
oh, that's right.
Sorry, the way you phrased the conversation between the woman and Croatoan
Yes.
definitely makes it seem like he's the next hound, because what it was is, surely she will stop us. There are many that can be a hound, and Legion is many. That
I'm not
I
saying
don't.
you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying that wasn't my original plan, but you've given me ideas. I'm not saying any of that.
Oh, great.
See, it's not just me.
But anyway,
That was not my intention.
Well, I sort of, when it was created, it, like I said, it's like it wouldn't surprise me that it was going to come back to bite us. But yeah.
Yeah. But we can't I feel like it's at like player knowledge and like character knowledge, like
Well, no,
at
no.
what
I think
point
even
does
character knowledge, I would be thinking,
I
this
think
is
it's
not
safe to
good.
say character knowledge that making monsters could be something to be wary of.
Yeah, I think John would definitely. He's like, this is not natural. This is wrong. Why are we doing this? Uh, I asked Franklin for the shard. It's like I don't think you know it sounds like you were wanting it to give you immortality. It's looking at your foot. Is this how you
Go ahead and make a diplomacy check.
It's not going to work.
No.
I know that.
Could I make the roll and ask and say?
Well, no, he said it, so he gets to make the roll. Well, we'll see if somebody wants to say something to help, they can give him a +2 bonus to it.
Well, my charisma is 1. It's like it's like I said. It's like when I blurted it out, it's going to be give it to me because it's like.
Can I ask Ben Franklin if we can have the ring back, because I do think it would assist in trying to hunt down Legion, which is what I would like to very much do right now.
If you go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Persuasion?
Diplomacy persuasion, yes.
Roll it flat.
3. Hell of a lot better than what it would have been.
That's what?
You got a 3. I said it was a hell of a lot better than what I would have rolled, you know.
If you think it would be helpful to have a ring with a chunk of the Philosopher's Stone, I do have another.
How many does he have? Or just the one, or?
Brings out a huge bag.
Yeah, how many chips and pieces? You know, half carrot here, one, and half, quarter carrot here.
The truth is, I made 3 of them. One for myself. The one I can give you, it was, well, it was a backup, but an extra in case something happened to mine. But I'm willing to give you that.
Might I ask what happened to the third?
I sent the third to the head of our order. A man we desperately need to keep alive.
May I ask, do I know who the head of the order is at this point?
You don't. You know Franklin's high up. You might have thought he was the head of the order.
I did not think Franklin was the head of the order.
Okay.
But I did know he was high up. Like in the top 3.
Yep. And that is correct. If you want to ask him who the head of the order is, you're welcome to.
I very much would like to know who the head of the order is.
Why, the general himself.
Washington?
Indeed.
I think he's someone I could trust with it. That might be player knowledge, though.
Well, it's good that you feel that way, because the ring's already been sent to him.
And he has it for sure?
I believe so.
Okay.
Well, if somebody's hunting for the pieces of the ring or of the stone, you've just set them up as a target,
I don't think that would be too much of a problem. What I'm more worried about is if other people have made shards themselves before we were in possession of the main stone. However, it's not much.
To be fair, the general is already a target. The British would do anything for his head. What I've done is just ensured that any would-be assassin is likely to fail.
Sorry, player joke. It's a shame Lincoln didn't get it.
What's that?
I said, player joke. It's a shame Lincoln didn't get it.
Oh, yes.
Sorry, that was not in character. Anyway. So we get a shard of it. I would actually entrust it to John just because he is the tracker and he also has magical ability. So once we do get that, I would have John have the shard.
Well, Franklin goes upstairs and eventually does return with a little box containing a ring very much like the one he's wearing. If this will assist you in finding Legion or stopping this Croatoan, I will happily entrust it to you.
I'm afraid I don't think we're going to be able to do much about Croatoan, but we'll do whatever we can about any of his minions and associates. And what is the name of the handler? The chick? Whatever I don't know what her name is, but whatever she is to him.
Consort.
Yeah, consort, that word. Thank you.
Yeah, I asked, did you use, I know you used the stone to bring Legion back, but did you use any part or any shards of the stone in Legion itself, or?
No, the stone was
Okay.
suspended above Legion and
Yeah.
was a
We
conduit
know.
for the light.
Yeah, we saw that part. I didn't know if in the creation, assembling Legion that if anything part shards were used or anything like that. That's you know okay. Well, that's at least that's something, I guess.
Though that would have been an idea, incorporating the stone into the actual.
No.
And this is why he does not trust you with the shit.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Well, it's like no, I'm not giving you ideas. No, that's not.
I think what
Palm slap, yeah.
Yeah.
Face palm, yeah. No.
Now it's not the GM you're giving ideas, it's the NPCs.
Yeah, well, yeah. Hey, my character's smart enough to think of that, and like I said, that's why he was thinking, though, maybe he used it as well. As it's like, yeah. Hey, you never know if someone's using bits and pieces. You have no idea what all sorts of bits and pieces they've used.
I don't think we know this, but where is the origin? What is the origin of the Philosopher's Stone? Was that something we knew or not?
Something that came from the old world.
Yeah, you guys found it being shipped over from the old world.
I know, but
well, wasn't Gunn or the major NPC? What didn't we think that he was the one who created it, or
John D?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like John D. He was the one who had it brought over from Europe.
I don't think he created it. I think he had it and used it to make himself immortal.
I mean, he's been immortal for a long time, so if he did create it, it was a long time ago.
That or he killed the creator a long time ago to become, yeah.
I don't think he would have been able to kill the creator of a Philosopher's Stone.
Well, if he stole it and then killed him, yeah. Who knows?
This is beside the point, though.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, I would like to hunt down actually, I wanted to ask Ben Franklin if he would let me look into the library of his mother's spells and such.
Of course. Any kind of gestures to his library, and yeah, inside you can find
Yay!
Yes,
I
all
actually want
kinds
to.
of.
I want to actually go over the list of spells. I don't know. I don't have the book with me at the moment.
What type of spell are you wanting?
I wanted to get healing, but I was wondering if there was anything else that I could use that's magic but wouldn't be bad in a way of
Well,
unleashing Croatoan upon the world.
well, there's the one that basically is detecting magic. You basically use magic to detect magical happenings. That's something I just picked up. It was the Spirit Sense, which is a rank 1 spell. Not that that matters, uh, but basically once it's cast, you can use your magic instead of perception to detect magical effects. Yeah, from the other books. Uh, yeah.
Is there like a link you can send me? I feel like I've had this before, but
I don't think so. I think it's just in the book.
okay. I have to go get the book then.
Okay. Well, she's getting the book. Graham, did you want to?
I guess. Though out of character, I've been looking at the different flaws, and I don't know which one would be the most fitting to switch out. I think it would have to be
Sure.
pretty much a mental flaw, and I think depressed is an option based off what happened.
Sure.
But otherwise, impulsive, I can see him kind of either being impulsed or potentially obsessed with like trying to like get things done or like trying to chase after these
Sure.
monsters, kind of
Yeah,
throwing himself full into
Yeah,
this.
I could see impulsive, kind of like he's almost acts like he has a death wish kind of thing. I could see that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. So either that, and I don't really want to play like a super depressed character, so that would be my preference. Is to
Sure.
maybe go with that one. But yeah.
Impulsive,
Sure.
yeah.
You can kind of, yeah, that would make sense. Like,
Or impulsive thrill seeker, yeah. It's like you don't care. The faster I die, the faster I'm reunited with my wife and son. Yeah.
yeah, I could see impulsive, thrill seeker. I could see either of those being used to play like kind of a man with nothing to lose type character.
Yeah. Who needs to reload? We can just keep on advancing as we.
So, anyway, by the way, Mr. White, I was working on that device we had talked about. And don't worry, this is 100% Philosopher's Stone free, built with pure American ingenuity.
This is amazing. May I try it?
Well, of course, I built it for you, and I will, of course, need to adjust it for your need to adjust it, but I think I've got the measurements right.
I will try to find a seat and immediately like start taking off my peg leg and trying to make ready to try on this contraption.
And the contraption itself is a rank 1 artifact. It removes the one leg flaw. And, I mean, you could eventually upgrade it, I suppose, if you wanted to do other...
I don't know if that's the right game for that
It's
type
a
of thing.
jetpack leg. Yeah.
Is it? You said rank 1 or rank 0?
Rank 1.
Rank 1.
It's, yeah, two enhancements for removing flaw.
Artifact. Mechanical leg. Man, it's so hard. I cut my ring finger really bad today, and so I can't type with that finger. And so it's really weird. Mechanical leg.
So you have to do the old hunting check with the index finger.
Tap, 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 tap.
Typing it like you're a little kid. I can also put that on for you if you...
I just finished the one, and then just removing the flaw now. Or switching the flaw.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, he will allow that to be put on and tested, and he now has the flaw
Yeah.
of...
Yes,
Okay.
so his... Yeah. So he doesn't have the one leg flaw anymore. This contraption basically makes it.
Mhm.
And I mean, you can keep the flaw on there.
Yeah, I'm just for
Yeah.
record keeping. I just noted it's been removed.
Yeah. Okay.
So now you can actually move, huh? So now we're just going to have to wait for Meredith.
Yes.
I'm looking over spells.
No, I joked because
You're
since your movement pretty
Oh yeah.
slow.
Does that actually increase his movement?
It would.
Well, Meredith, if you increase your athletics can substitute for your move if your other combined is less. So that's something you might want to look at too. If you've ever uh, put points in your athletics skill.
I don't think I've put points in anything other than it's like not the skills.
Yeah, but that's one reason to boost athletics if if your movement is low due to some of your core attributes. That's another way of increasing your movement is by boosting your athletics. That's how when I get empowered, that's why I can run all over the place. Is my athletics gets boosted as well. So
Okay.
because my normal move is 6, and my base athletics is based on my current level and everything is 5. So yeah.
And Franklin also kind of catches you up on everything that's happened since you guys have been gone. So, you guys left, it was like April. You spent quite a bit of time at sea. And then, of course, traveling by land. I'm going to say now we're into June. Like very early June, maybe late May.
June 76 or 75?
76.
76. Ah, okay.
Yes.
Very nice.
There's 4 different spells I was looking at, but I don't know for sure if I'm going to take them now. What is the move? A combination of strength and what?
Dex.
Strength and Dex.
If I turn my dexterity to be a 3, would that be fine?
Cost you 15 points.
I have 15 exactly right now.
I will say it's been a while since I let you guys upgrade your attributes, isn't it?
Well,
Thank
I never
you
did
for
upgrade
reminding me.
attributes.
I just deducted my experience too. I forgot to do that, so I'm back down to 1.
You told
Okay.
us like a couple sessions ago before we even went on the raid of Nassau,
Nassau.
that we could do that, but I never did.
All right. I will let you do that at this time.
Okay. That's a 3.
We did a bump like months ago.
I have a move of 4 now. Yay!
Picked up my dexterity to 3
Mm.
many months ago.
Okay. So
Yeah, you did your body once. For Meredith. Meredith body went from 1 to 2, I know, at one point.
Did it?
Yeah, because you did it, I think, about the same time I bumped my body up.
I think that was about the time I bumped up my dexterity.
But it's
Yeah.
been a while.
yeah, it's been so yes, you can if you want to level up your Dex now, you can.
No.
And
Would the total have score numbers been 15 points?
Yeah, your base should have been 15.
It was 15. Well, all of the numbers added up to 15 before I changed my dexterity to be a 3. So I don't know if I did that or not.
Okay. Because I thought at one point you said your body was 1 and you bumped it up to 2. I don't know.
I don't think so. The total when you start off with character
It's
creation
15.
should be 15. Yeah, it was 15. Now it's 16 after I changed it.
Okay.
So,
so yes, you guys can take those upgrades and
yeah.
And at that point, a messenger arrives at Franklin's door. Excuse me. And Franklin leaves you guys alone to talk amongst yourselves while he goes to see what the messenger wants.
Hi, Silverlock. Look. I'm gonna click, click, kind of like walk around testing the knee joint. I think this is gonna do the trick.
Yeah, I don't look happy.
I'm oblivious. I'm just like,
You're like, yay, I'll get on Christmas. It's like, and I'm like going, it's not natural. Especially
No,
considering
Franklin
the
assured you there's nothing supernatural about it.
Yeah, but you have to remember it's also probably high tech.
And by
And
It
that,
is.
you think it's made out of
Probably the
metal.
most high-tech thing most of you have seen.
and you have to remember my background.
Okay.
without any excitement from John, I'm gonna look to Meredith and Channing next.
My flaw being primitive, it's like, yeah, that's evil.
What do you think?
I don't trust it. It's like it's
I
gonna
would say
turn.
I'm very happy for you, John. Now, hopefully, we can serve our party better.
Well, I think you mean Graham about
Sorry,
Graham
that's
being
what
happy.
I meant
Yeah.
Graham. Sorry, not
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because like I said, I'm giving it the evil eye because I just don't trust it. Yeah. First we have thundersticks, now we have this thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm basically just walking around the room, getting used to it, and then I'll go over to probably the table and just kind of. So all this stuff about the magic stone. He lost his creation. I have a bad feeling about this.
I think we should hunt it down.
I am of
Yeah, and
that
I'm
opinion.
just staring at your leg. It's like, yeah, I have a bad feeling about this too. It's like, and you'd be probably totally oblivious that I'm staring at your leg because you're like, oh, he's agreeing with me about Legion or something. You know, I'm thinking, is that leg going to corrupt you like
Quite remarkable. But I do agree. I think we shouldn't allow that creature, this legion. That is not normal. I'm with John on that one.
He does, however, say he has other trackers going after it, so.
yeah, trackers, yeah.
Well,
At this
let's not
point,
get a
Franklin
too
has-
inflated view of
Franklin
ourselves.
re-enters the room.
Sorry, what was that, Adam?
At this point, Franklin re-enters the room. Wonderful news. A colleague of mine has just arrived from Virginia, and I believe that we are soon to be a free and independent nation, at least on paper.
Good news, everyone.
That's amazing. I was
So that's a start.
Of course, the next step will be convincing enough of Congress to vote for this resolution. That might take some time.
Well, what can we do of service? Is there anything that we can do to support the cause? If not, I think. Yeah.
I'm sure there will be. At the very least, you may be able to convince some of the delegates to support it. But Congress will be convening tomorrow, and we will be hearing this motion from the Virginia delegation.
Turn to Meredith. Do we have to go?
Well, you're
Nice
not
long
in
meeting.
Congress, so it would be expected that you not attend. Though, as friends, if you wanted to witness a momentous occasion, I could certainly arrange for it.
I think that would be rather interesting, actually.
I think I'll be bored out of my skull.
Between now and then, do we have a bit of time to?
Yes, you have time to explore and do whatever you wish.
I'd like to check in on Lee.
Okay.
Makes me a little nervous that he's already been in one scuffle with the redcoats.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if someone sends an assassin or something after him. So I'm gonna go check up on him.
Okay. I will say you can pretty easily find the boarding house where Lee is residing.
I'm gonna take a walk around it just to make sure that there's no place that somebody
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
sneak around in or sneak into or out of.
Oh, there's probably tons of them. You know, it's
Just to see. May not find anything. I may find something interesting in it.
It's a pretty standard building. I mean, it's got a front door and then a servant's door in the back. There are a couple of American soldiers stationed there, as there are multiple members of Congress living in this particular building.
Okay. It makes me feel a little warmer, a little happier.
he's a tad bit more secure than he thought he was.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
We are more or less responsible for him in a way, so.
Of course, there's probably target or potential assassination points from up on the roofs on several buildings that you could say, oh, they would have a clear line of sight to his room. And
they were that far away, though. Would they have any chance of actually hitting him, other than by sheer luck?
I mean,
why don't you run up the walls, John, and take a look? Since you brought up the suggestion.
Well, like I said, there's always ways, you know.
As you guys are doing this, you notice a very well-dressed man with a cane come out and, may I help you, gentlemen?
Sorry, I'm a little confused. What are they trying to do?
Just checking out the place
They're
where
doing a
Lee is.
security
Just to make
check
sure he's okay.
on where Richard Lee is living, and they've attracted the attention of someone else.
Okay.
May I help you, gentlemen? Are you?
Yes, we're friends of what's his face, Lee. I
Acquaintance.
forget what his name is. John?
Yeah.
James? Something?
Richard.
Richard. Not even close.
Gotcha.
We're friends of Richard Lee. We were hoping to visit with him.
Well, you are in luck. Richard Lee has just returned to town this very day. I imagine he will be, well, cleaning off the grime of the road and such, and
Well, perhaps we'll stop by later then.
if you give me your name, I will tell him you called.
Please do. My name is Dr. Josiah Channing. He should know me as one of the fellows who is one of the persons who escorted him to Philadelphia.
And when he asked for my name, I just glare at him. It's like going, he describe me, he'll remember me.
Indeed, you're hard to forget.
Very well. I will inform. I'll inform Mr. Lee that you have been asking for him.
Thank you, sir.
All these social niceties, I don't get the point. They just they're a waste of time.
Come now. This is the human equivalent of sniffing each other's butts. You know that.
I don't know. I
can't already right now to give Trevor's character the funny point for today because that was hilarious.
All right. So the young man goes back inside, and you guys are once again.
Even though those thundersticks of yours are awfully noisy, and you do know, using a bow is a lot quieter, but yeah, there's still certain vantage points at wherever the guy's room is, that there's multiple ways of getting to him. That's the problem with.
It does occur to me as one who uses a bow for increased range. That yes.
Well, that and for it is a nice quiet weapon, or at least quieter than those thundersticks.
And it's considerably faster. No stopping to reload.
Yeah, but it's a coward's weapon. I sort of mutter. Yeah, it's better to be upfront and personal with your adversaries. It's the honor of killing from such a distance.
I don't think I'm even with you guys right now.
No.
I would say.
Yeah, the only time doing it from a distance is when you're dealing with the supernatural, and because I've done that before. But that
I don't see any difference between using a bow and the practice of taking cover. Generally speaking, you do want to be close to your target, even when you're using a bow, and you certainly will take advantage of cover, whether you're using a bow or a gun.
I feel like the bow is a lot more natural than the other stuff that
good. Then
your people rely on. But
then we're agreed. We are.
No. I don't go that far.
We should be good friends then.
There's more honor when you're dealing face to face with your adversary.
Well, I suppose if you have claws and the other person doesn't, then that would be fair too, correct?
Hey, I don't always have my claws out.
Come, let us be friends and return to our company.
Yes, they probably need our protection.
Well,
And your knitting skills are great.
they are those to whom we have chosen to be loyal.
Yeah, I'm sort of mixed with with Josiah's healing skills because your first aid is so great that I don't get a scar. So it's like it's sort of that hit and miss. It's like on you do it too well sometimes. It's like
Well, you see, my friend, my skills have to do with the application of science that is a little bit advanced beyond the average in this age, but entirely natural.
yeah, but when you only have a tiny little scar, the girls don't, the
Well,
squaws don't quite.
I can certainly sew you up less tightly and give you a nice scarf for the ladies if that's your.
You guys are both getting points for this conversation. What a good in character stuff.
Somebody needs to shut us up because we're just gonna keep on going.
I'm really just enjoying listening to your dialogue.
So am I.
All right.
As you guys are talking, you do eventually arrive back at the Franklin house. There's a man there, obviously a messenger, like very much dressed for riding. He's got a messenger bag. Excuse me, sirs, is this the home of Dr. Benjamin Franklin?
Aye, it is.
I've been asked to deliver a letter to him from the Royal Governor of New Jersey.
I believe he might have been expecting this. One moment. Do I know where he went again?
Franklin is probably in his office at this point.
Do you open the letter before you? Oh, well,
No.
No, I would probably
They're
just kind of
opening
like
that person's mail.
help him get to Benjamin Franklin, basically.
So as you lead him in, Franklin comes out. Oh, I heard you. The Royal Governor of New Jersey. How is the little bastard? Hmm.
Funny.
it's a conversation between two NPCs though. Yeah. So Adam, have your way with everything.
Yes.
Oh no, Franklin says this, and he kind of takes the letter from the messenger, and then looks at you. Well, he gives the man a coin and kind of ushers him out before reading the letter.
Trouble?
It's better to be one from birth than by meat or by actions. And
Is it a
Well-
good letter or a bad letter? Because if
Well, I
it's
suppose some of each. He's still alive, which is, I suppose, a good thing. But well,
it's New Jersey. Yeah. Even back there, we have to
Even
harp
then,
on
the
New
armpit.
Jersey.
if it's a bad letter, you should get a refund.
well, as I said, he's alive, and I suppose that's the best I can hope for.
I guess considering the alternative, well, would
Might we
be
know the
that he
name
was
of this?
dead, but are
Oh,
you
this is
indicating
a
that?
letter. This is a letter from my son William. He's on the other side.
On the other
I
side,
don't
you
know where I
mean
went wrong. I don't know where I went wrong with that boy.
with the British?
Yes, he is the governor of New Jersey.
Goodness. And he's against you?
Well, I don't know if he's against me, but he's certainly against America.
Or against the.
I suppose from his perspective, I would be against him.
Well, of course, that's the way of war.
Well, yeah. So
Well,
so
that's
it's.
quite sad.
Oh wait. If he's your son, how is he a bastard? Because unless.
John, you might want to leave that one, Lan.
And yes, Ben Franklin was not technically married to William Franklin's mother. She was, I mean, technically, she was married to someone else at the time. She had been abandoned. No, she had been abandoned by her husband.
Okay.
So it's not as bad as you think.
So he's the bastard. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Franklin's just the prick that impregnated his mom. So yeah.
No, Franklin was actually he raised his son, and
Okay.
up until the point where they disagreed on the revolution, they were supposed to be quite close.
Was this Deborah Reed that he?
Deborah Reed was the the mother who raised William Franklin. She was unsure if she was his biological mother.
Okay.
But yes, we've got him under house arrest in New Jersey. He is governor in name only, thankfully. He isn't able to ruin anything for us.
That's a very volatile situation. It sounds like the colonies need to be in unison for us to be able to win this war.
Indeed, and that will be a hard battle, and that will be a hard-fought battle of its own. There are many who are not on board with independence. Right now, we have Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and seemingly Virginia that we can count on. Perhaps some of the other northern colonies, but convincing the middle colonies in the south will be a battle of its own.
Is that what's awaiting us at the once we meet with the or once the
Once the resolution is proposed, yes. I'm certain we will need to ensure that we have the votes.
I feel like once again it's in our best interest to help any way we can. I don't know if I see I'm no orator, so
Yes, but you may be able to help in other ways.
give me something to shoot at and I can nail it from 100 yards.
We need to track it and kill it.
I suppose I might have some small skill in that area, but I fail to see what a country doctor from Massachusetts would have anything to do with their deliberations.
You could demand a liberty.
Well,
Or as opposed to death.
give me liberty. That's a start.
Bureaucracy. Yeah.
I don't know about that other thing, but liberties would sound good.
Well,
For
Let's
some
think
at
about
least.
the rest of it.
actually, Dr. Channing, there is something you might be able to do.
Name it.
One of the delegates who is on our side is Mr. Caesar Rodney. You and your party helped save him from, well, some sort of attack not long ago.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was a vampire, but we're not using that word in polite company.
Damn bloodsuckers.
hardly an improvement, John.
Yes,
How
well,
about the not living? But
Mr.
Nice.
Rodney has been in very poor health since. I would ask you to go and check on him. A doctor who has some knowledge of what ails the man might
I
ensure that
see.
he survives to sign the declaration.
Yes, I did notice a rather remarkable blemish on his face. I will. I must say, I'm be interesting to take a closer look.
Mhm.
Is that correct? Would he have had his facial blemish at this point?
Yeah.
Issue with his face?
Yes. Caesar Rodney. I mean, in the real world, his illness was from cancer.
Yeah.
I've kind of added the, vampire attack on top of that.
Okay.
But yes.
All right. I will stop in. I will stop in to see him at my earliest convenience. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and
I will accompany you.
I was going to say, or do all of us go?
Up to you guys. Again,
he may or may not be a vampire. It'd be good to have everybody else with.
Well, well, the thing is I think I'm, with the the skill or the magic that I picked up, the
I don't know.
If he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
if he was a
I-
vampire,
I'm
you
gonna
were
have
very helpful the last time.
well, it's like I just mentioned that I've been able to notice things a little bit more of the supernatural that I didn't know before. It's like I sort of I can see things that I couldn't see before, and it's like which probably makes it more confused than before. But
Well,
yeah, Becca seems to be leaving and adding, or she's off the chat right now.
that's weird. Should probably pop back on. Well, I
Yeah.
would we've had success when we've worked together in the past, even if if it's smooth and you can just handle all the talking, but if not, even if it's just requiring us to run a message back for something else, let us all go.
Very well.
I would enjoy a chance to try going for a stroll with this. Clink clink.
Ah, yes. Give it a good,
Yeah, and
trial run.
yeah, of course, if we walk together, you notice John's sort of as far away from Graham as he can be, and keeps looking at him out of the corner of his eyes. Like it's just waiting for it to turn.
Surely, man, you're not afraid of a foot.
Wow.
All right.
Well, I've seen other things that
So it sounds like we're all heading to.
Mr. Franklin has done. And it potentially is turned on us. So I wouldn't trust that thing if I were you.
Okay, what did I miss? He wouldn't trust what if he was you?
No, the foot. You know me and the foot. But we're going to visit the one guy that had been attacked by the vampires in the past.
Oh, okay.
Every
Sorry,
dog
that
fears the foot.
Yeah, I don't trust the foot. I don't trust Franklin. He has not been a trustworthy person in John's eyes. Let's just say.
you make
Like I said,
one monster out of corpses, and
you pay.
And
You're
everybody
marked for
loses their
life.
minds.
Okay. So it sounds like we're heading over to Caesar
Caesar Rodney. Yes.
Caesar Rodney. Where's he staying?
He's in a boarding house with the rest of the Delaware delegation.
Okay.
At the mention of it potentially being a vampire, can I load actually?
Okay.
As a side note, I would have wanted to make some notes in my journal about some spells, even if I haven't learned them yet. But I don't know what of the ones on my list I'm allowed to take.
I will say that in the time that you were browsing Abaya Franklin's books, let's see, which ones will I say you can?
I made
Spirit Sense is available. If you wanted that, that's the detect magic spell.
okay. Healing, augury, blessed weapon, calm troubled mind, talents. Oh wait, no,
I
that's
will say, I will say augury is available. Calm the troubled mind. I'm not sure how useful that'll be in this game because we're not using the sanity mechanic.
okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Like you can take it, and there might be situations where it would be useful, but we're not using the sanity mechanic, so
The main purpose of it is gone.
Yeah.
it would just be kind of a narrative thing if you ever needed to calm down someone who was acting.
Well, I'm just wondering if John is taking a flaw where he gets overheated and I just need to like calm him, occasionally. Sorry, not John, Adrian, Graham.
I will say augury and spirit sense are available to you.
Okay.
And I'll think on the others. Healing can be available as well. Blessed weapon is the one I'm not sure of.
Okay. So I'm not learning them yet, but I do make a note for me to learn them later.
Sure, you've kind of made the Cliff Notes version of the spell, and
Okay.
if
I take it augury
memorize
because
it,
she already has that one spell that basically is a lot more powerful since it's a rank 4 and yeah.
Not necessarily because augury.
It's
They're
listed as a
two
rank
very different
4.
things. Augury, you can get direct answers, whereas the one she has it is often cryptic.
It's so cryptic. You have no idea how cryptic it is.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like trying to puzzle pieces together right now, and then I'm giving Adam ideas with my speculations on how they connect.
Which is how things should be. As a GM, hey, players input. Hey, I never thought of that. That sounds better than what I was planning. The players don't know I didn't write it this way in the first place.
I'm often amazed by when players do kind of guess exactly what I'm thinking. It doesn't happen as often, but it happens enough.
Yeah. But then it's like when they think of something that's even better than what you thought of, and you're like going, hey, that's even a better thing that could happen. That's even more meaner than what I ever thought of. Okay, that happens.
So, you guys have made your way to where Caesar Rodney is. He greets you. His voice is very muffled. He has his green scarf kind of wrapped up, almost like the shadow, like up to his nose.
Mr. Rodney, it's good to see you again.
It's good to see you as well. I'm not entirely sure I made the best impression when last we spoke.
Well, that was in the past. We have a chance to become better acquainted. Mr. Franklin informed me that you might perhaps be interested in the services of a doctor to take a look at the issue that you're facing.
Yes. Richard returns with his motion for independence, and all of a sudden Franklin is very concerned with keeping me alive.
Well, I should say it's not just you. There's quite a few other folks that are of concern to him, but yes.
Yes, and don't get me wrong, I support what he's doing. I think we need every man available to vote for our cause, but due to my condition, I will leave the politicking to Franklin and Adams.
Well enough. But you still hold a vote, if I'm not mistaken.
I hold part of a vote.
Just a portion of a vote. Oh, that's right, because they do it by
Each colony
they
will
vote
have
by
a
state.
vote, and
I
each
see.
colony will have a vote, and
Each
Correct.
delegate
I,
of the colony, yeah.
yes,
had
Delaware
forgotten.
is in support of independence, but we're hardly unanimous. So I
So I
understand why Franklin doesn't want to risk losing Delaware.
Yeah. This is a sort of a precursor of the electoral college, is it not? Because of the fact that
burn the
because some
place
states
down
actually
now
have.
before it gets any further.
Yeah.
I'm
Bad
well.
idea. Bad idea.
It is a precursor of a lot of things: the Electoral College, the Senate.
Not necessarily a
might,
bad thing.
might you permit me to examine you?
He nods his assent, and he unwraps the scarf. You can see the blemish on his face from the cancer, and then below it the puncture wounds from the vampire,
All right, I'm going to.
which have mostly healed, but they're scars now.
Okay. Is there anything that I can do?
We
I
did
mean,
have the note.
cancer is something that people have known about for a very, very long time. So it's not like cancer is new. They've never really had a whole lot they can do about it other than
You can
various
cut off
pills
the
and potions. But is
that
there
or cut off
anything?
the exposed.
Is there anything I
Right.
can do for this particular kind of cancer?
Go ahead and make a medicine check.
Okay.
Because wasn't back then the normal treatment was you cut off what you could and maybe sealed the cauterize the wound at the most, or
Yes, and yeah, and Caesar Rodney had numerous such treatments throughout his life.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not sure what you can do. I mean, short of cutting and burning what you can.
Well, I'm afraid, my friend, that there's not much that I can do for your situation that hasn't been recommended already.
Would I be in the room as well?
Yes,
Yeah.
you can be.
I was going to say, could I use my spirit sense? Or it's like I know it's sort of weird if you look at the spell. It's like first you have to cast the spell, then you have to be able to then you use your spell level to do your
Yeah, I'm scrolling down to it
perception.
now.
Yeah, it's sort of strange.
The other thing I want to do during the examination is to check and see if I can. I barely believe in vampirism, but to check for something.
Yeah,
Charlotte,
teeth.
we got the notes.
Is
we
there?
got Carlisle's Guide to Vampires. We did get that.
You do
That's
you
true.
do have Carlisle's Guide to Vampires.
So assuming that at some level Dr. Channing does believe now in
Sure.
vampirism, is there anything that I'm noticing that indicates that he might have?
He does not appear to have become a vampire. Like I can say, as Dr. Channing's like examining his face, he kind of feels the outside of his mouth. Like, any pointy teeth in there? No, we're good.
And he's exposed to sunlight. Okay, well that's a good sign. He slipped a little bit of holy water when he washed his hands to sort of, and he touched them and it didn't burn. Good signs. Okay.
So as you guys are examining Rodney, yeah, he does not appear to be a vampire.
Okay, very well. Well, thank you, my friend. I'm sorry that there's not much more than I can do for you.
Would I be able to briefly mention to Josiah that there might be a possibility of healing him magically? However, I don't know.
Oh God. I'm just thinking to this YouTube video I watched where it points out that excessive healing is basically cancer. And I'm tempted to let you do that and make it worse.
Well, cancer is just your body sort of
Well, I would disagree with
overreacting
that
to-
because the cancerous cells are actually not. They're no longer functional. They can reproduce, but that's about all they can do. They're not really like natural cells anymore.
I was just watching this YouTube video about like various, it was one of those GMing videos, and it was talking about potions and the idea that too much healing potion causes you to heal too much and essentially gives you cancer.
Yeah, cancer is more what basically your cells sort of have no longer they're operating how they should do, but they keep reproducing themselves in a way
They're-
that they're not supposed to be doing. And yeah,
They've rebelled against you. They're no
Yeah.
longer really part of you. They've become the other.
except that the white blood cells no longer they still say, well, no, they're still part of us, so we won't destroy it. So that's why.
I will say that make an arcane lore check.
Me?
Who?
No, it'd be
No,
Mary.
her.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Arcane.
Yeah, academics occult. Sorry,
Okay.
wrong system.
said
I was thinking of my Monday
Arcane
game.
lore, and I was like, what is arcane lore?
Yep, nope. That is a term for a different system for my Monday game. You think it's possible that your magic could do something?
It might not heal him completely, but it could slow down the cancer, which would
If
be
the
good.
doctor could cut it out, you could heal it afterwards. And
Oh, maybe
Yeah.
we could do simultaneous like surgery and healing at the same time.
I will say yes. You guys are beginning to form a plan. You're going to need to take some time and think about how to do this effectively, so that you don't kill the man. But yes, you guys are beginning to form a plan that might be able to treat him.
What kind of cancer does he have? I mean, this is just player to GM. What kind of cancer did they know what kind of cancer he has?
I don't know for certain. I believe the way they describe it, that it was like an aggressive form of skin cancer.
Facial cancer.
but that would you would think that they could be able to cut it out. But yeah, that's
It
the
depends on how deep it is.
yeah.
My
If it goes too deep, then you can't
father.
really.
And to be fair, they knew about the cancer on his face. It's likely that it,
Spread to his other organs or
Mm-hmm.
Well, once it metastasizes, there's not much you can do.
yeah, or if it got to the bone, yeah, it's
But we could probably keep it at bay for a while, keep it from metastasizing if we got in there and scraped it out or whatever.
or maybe if multiple people got the
Yeah.
some type of heals.
So I'll say that between the two of you, you're beginning to form a plan, but you're not quite there yet as to how you would go about this safely. We're just going to set that up for perhaps a future arc.
That's totally fine. I don't even have
Yeah.
magic skill yet, anyway.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it wouldn't hurt to have you have healing, so you can
No.
Yeah.
do stuff that I
Well,
can't do because it's
Well,
I'm basically natural healing
Yeah.
or natural medicine.
Yeah. Well, see,
for
I
me.
had thought about having natural healing way back at character creation, but it's like when Trevor, when you got it, it's like I'm like, okay, I don't want to steal your arc. That's why
Little
I
did you
did
know
not.
just how often you guys would get injured.
Oh no. I knew we were going to get injured.
I have no
lot.
pride anymore about having it for my shtick. So
Dude,
But
there was like a time where like everyone practically was knocked out except for me.
yeah, we need it
And then
back.
I got knocked out. And then
We need it.
wait, no. It was John. John was the only person who wasn't knocked out.
Well, the funny thing is if you look under secrets, or no, it's mysteries, uh, because that's where it gets a lot of spells. The natural healing is not nearly as good as the healing or the heal spell, uh, because it only does it's like the normal first aid, and you also have to have a herbal ingredients as well. So it was actually worse than the base heal spell in Hex. So
Yeah. No,
yeah,
the doctor's about more than just the medicine. So
yeah. Well, like I said, it's like that's why I never picked up that skill, so or spell. So
All right. So I will say by now it's getting pretty late in the day.
oh, was I able to actually cast the spirit sense
Oh,
because I
I
wanted to.
don't think I saw you cast it. No.
No, no. Well, it was one of the things I wanted to do.
If you want to cast it, you may.
Yeah, because it's and to me the spell is sort of weird. First you have to cast it, then you have to do your magic skill to be able to do
Again, it's a
the attack.
perception
So
check. Yes.
yeah, so it's up to you if you want me just to do one skill or one roll or multiple. That's
I will say two because your patron will aid you with the casting, but not with the perception.
okay.
excuse me.
So well, so the casting it's. Do you want me to just to do it on the perception because the casting would be multiple times until I get it? Like I said, it's up to you, Adam.
Let me check. Let me check.
It it doesn't even say what the how many successes you need, so I'm guessing it's 5. It's really vague.
Yeah, it's not a ritual spell, so I think you just cast it. And
Yeah, yeah,
it's only a rank 1 spell, so I'm gonna say it's only a difficulty of 2 to cast it. So if you can do that taking the average, I won't make you.
yeah. Okay,
And then you
so
can
I'll
just
just
roll the perception.
okay. That like I said, it's one of those things. It's the first time we've used it, so that's why I thought I'd.
Sure.
Okay, so my level's 9, so yeah, I'll just and hell, I'll throw a couple of I'll throw 3 style points just so burn some because it's 8:30 already and we haven't burned any style points yet. So yeah,
Sure.
and burn it when it doesn't make a difference. Okay, I got 3. Okay,
You're not getting anything supernatural off of Rodney. You are, however, getting something from upstairs.
guys.
Mhm.
Of course, I'm probably getting anti magic from uh, Graham's leg, but that's beside the point.
Tell you, man, it's a perfectly natural device. Nothing supernatural about it. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
it's not supernatural. It's unnatural. But upstairs, there's
Someday I'll show you some of the small, strange creatures I see in my microscope. Then you'll understand the wide range of what it means to be natural.
now the only good thing about technology is spirits, but yeah, the ones you can drink, not the ones that I can see.
If I heard what Josiah just said, I'm slightly creeped out.
Do you
But
do
I
you say
do,
anything about it?
I
but I
would
do
just give
say
you a weird look.
I'm sorry.
I would give you a weird look. Tiny creatures in a microscope.
Yes.
I'm
It seems
imagining
hard to
evil.
believe, but there are creatures so small that they cannot be seen,
It's that thing must be evil.
and
It
there
must
are
be anything.
quite many of them in a mere drop of pond water. Has many thousands, I perceive.
It's pure water. Up there, there's something growing up there. It's like
Can I do premonition?
Sure.
if you want to do something in front of everybody,
I go when I pour myself a glass of water and I was like, "You're saying there's weird biological creatures in this?"
Quite possibly.
woman, we don't have time. There's something upstairs.
I roll my magic and I look into the water, like very
Okay.
focused on the water.
I'd like to go over to Silverlock and just, what are you talking about? What's upstairs?
It's like, follow me, and I start going upstairs.
All right, Mary, you see a vision. It's the Philosopher's Stone ring, at least one of them, and it's just kind of in a void. Then fire appears to leap from the stone, and your next vision is a city completely consumed in flames. Um, you see three men. You recognize them: Ben Franklin, John Adams, and the third one you don't recognize because you weren't there when they met him.
Sorry,
But
Ben Franklin.
you see them standing across the table from Jonathan Drake. You see the boy Albedo, very clearly Albedo because of his hair, but and I'm going to say this even though I know only half of you are going to get the reference. He's got a Todoroki style burn on half of his face.
Oh.
Huh?
Basically,
Like Zuko or what other characters have?
not full on Two-Face from Batman, but yeah, like a burn on his forehead, down across his eye, and to the top of his cheek.
Hmm.
So Ben Franklin, John Adams, and one other person meet with Jonathan Drake and Albedo.
Meeting with Jonathan Drake, and then the next vision you see is Albedo with this burn.
Oh, Jonathan Drake, not Albedo.
Right. No, Drake is not burned. Albedo is burned, but that's a separate vision, is what I'm telling
Sorry,
you.
I had assumed. Sorry, the way you said it, I thought Albedo was also in the meeting. So
Nope, it's the three men with Drake, and then the next vision is Albedo with this burn. And then that vision kind of pans out, and you see his brother standing next to him. Rubido looks fine. Negredo looks like he's been pretty brutally stabbed.
Hmm.
So that's what I'm giving you for that vision.
Rubido was the one who used fire magic, right?
I don't think you've actually fought Rubido.
Mm.
Negredo used some kind of magic, like almost telekinesis. Albedo had some kind of healing ability.
Rubio
And
attacked me.
what's that?
Rubio attacked me in one
In
of the cities. I remember
in the
that.
alleyway.
No,
That was Negredo.
Negredo. That was Negredo.
Was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rubido, red hair,
you've never actually fought Rubido.
When I saw him in my vision fighting off the zombies, did he use fire?
He used guns.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the vision you've gotten.
When Albedo has his face on burned, was it that part of the same vision and it zoomed out to be them together?
Again,
Or
it
was
was three separate visions. The
Okay.
ring leading to the city in flames. The meeting between Jonathan Drake / John D. It's the same guy, and
Yeah.
Franklin Adams and another founding father that you haven't met yet. And then the final one was the brothers,
Okay.
looking mostly the worse for wear.
Okay. Does it look like they're fighting amongst themselves or somebody else had done this to them?
It looks like they're just standing there side by side with these two of them having these injuries on them. There's no notion as to who might have caused said injuries. I mean, it very well could be that, they're in a war.
I don't think that's it, but thank you for trying to throw me off the path. That's fine.
I mean, yeah. You're probably right that it's probably not just war stuff if it's appearing to you in a vision, but, they are in a war.
Can I I guess I'm about to go upstairs with John, but I want to have my hand on my pistol, but not out, since I can quick
Sure.
draw it if I need.
I
Okay.
turn to Josiah and say, I don't see anything, and then I drink the water. And then I follow them.
Yeah, I don't want to be
All right.
a pain, but she did cast a ritual, so like I said,
That wasn't a ritual, that was just magic.
Oh, is it? Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I thought it was. That's why
No.
No, I don't think premonition. No, premonition isn't. It's
Premonition isn't a ritual.
Okay, sorry. I thought it was. That's why.
No, it's not. No.
Okay, sorry.
No, we're good. I that's why I could do that fast enough before you guys,
Yeah. Well, that's why I
Yeah.
was like, I didn't want to.
So yes,
Yeah.
she snaps out of the vision just in time to kind of rush and catch up with the rest of you as you're going up the stairs.
Well, she's going to be the last anyway, so.
And I'm also convinced that he's lying and there's no such thing as tiny beings in water because that's creepy.
Yeah, it's like the doctor's good for stitching up, but yeah, he has some weird ideas, and like I said, it's like if Graham is following John, John's probably going a little faster than.
Yeah, but I can
I don't
sort of
think
keep up this time.
Yeah,
I
Graham
don't
can keep up now.
Yeah,
He's,
that's the scary thing. It's like it's probably spooking me a little bit.
So John, given your senses, it looks like there's a light, and you can tell this is a supernatural light. It's not like just actual light coming from underneath the bottom of one of the doors.
Yeah, I just burst through the door. It's like if it means me breaking through the door, I probably would.
You kick
or even
open the
break the
door,
law.
and there's a man in the room. He turns to face you, pulling out a gun,
Oh, snap.
not firing it. He kind of, his back is to you as you burst in. Upon hearing you burst in, he turns around, pulling out a gun before lowering it once he recognizes you.
Do I recognize him?
This is Carlisle, the vampire hunter.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm
Laughter of
probably halfway into
relief.
a
Relief
lunge
laughter.
before it's like I sort of stop myself. And it's like
Can I help you, gentlemen? What brings you to my... Well...
John, I'll let you handle this one.
yeah, it's like I'm sort of like sorry. It's like get the dentures in place. No. What are you doing here?
After the attack on good Mr. Rodney, I stayed around to ensure that he remained amongst the living and didn't join the Nightwalkers, shall we say.
Am I getting a? Is he sort of surrounded by an aura, or?
I mean, you guys knew previously that Carlisle has
We
sort
know
of a
he's a
partial
partially.
vampiric affliction
Yeah.
of his own, so it's
Okay.
possible that's what you're sensing.
Well, I would think that he would be shining or something to me with
Shut.
if that spell was in effect. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like
Um, there are several objects that seem to have an aura about them.
yeah.
Okay, so
He,
there are objects in the room.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's clearly been living in this room while he keeps an eye on Rodney.
okay. So what am I sensing that I know I only got a 3, so that's not that great.
Yeah. It seems like what the main thing you're sensing, it's coming from some of the objects in Carlisle's possession. There's a little bit from him. Again, he has his own sort of minor vampiric affliction, but mostly it seems to be coming from the stuff.
Okay, I point at the stuff. I go, what are these things? It's like they're yeah. I sort of wince at when I point at them.
Just tools of the trade.
Holy water, blessed weapons.
That and some things a little less mundane.
Can I peek in? Do I recognize any of the items he's pointing at?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff, and since you don't have the spirit sense, you don't know which ones have the aura.
Okay.
But given that you've burst in here, I
Sorry about the door.
really feel like I need more of an explanation than, well, I do need an explanation. We're friends, but I almost shot you.
I almost shot you right back.
I feel like this has gone way overboard. I feel like Graham should not have John should not have well, he's impulsive.
Well, yes and no, but yeah,
It's common to apologize when you know.
it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
I think it was an abundance of caution after checking in on the man downstairs that you've been keeping an eye on.
And dealing with the other people we recently have been meeting, and I glance at the ring that I might be wearing the ring. I don't know. Uh, it's either on my finger or around my neck. And glancing at Graham's leg, it's like, yeah, there's been a
He's been out of the
dealing with
woods.
allies. It's not always the
John,
the enemy of my.
you feel your gaze being drawn to one thing in specific. It's a shard of some. It might. It's hard to tell. It's obsidian glass is what it is, and it's on Carlisle's desk, and you find yourself gazing at it.
Yeah, it's like I keep turning my eyes. Wait, what's that? Yeah, I am not no diplomat in any case or any person's mind. I actually would probably be grabbing towards it.
I'm going to say go ahead and make a magic roll.
The occult or just magic?
No, your magic.
Okay, with or without the bonus
Uh,
from my patron.
without, since
Okay.
she's
Okay.
this is not her.
Okay, 5.
As you gaze into this thing, you begin having visions of your own. See, like what appears to be smoke in the glass seems to part. You have your own vision.
This is bad.
You see, yes, the smoke parts, and you see basically the place where you had met Virginia Dare. There's no sign of her. There's and you can tell this is not just the smoke that you initially saw in the glass, but you see the shadow kind of encroaching around her area. You you can hear this laughter, this
Menacing laughter in the darkness. Yes.
you can hear this menacing laughter in the darkness. Welcome, my hound. You will serve me well.
Oh,
You
no.
probably hear me scream. Just to everybody else.
Wait,
Mhm.
did you just say you just scream after seeing all of this?
Yes, I probably would be. I probably would be howling.
For the rest of
Knowing
this
me.
scene, for the rest of, hold on, let's see.
Can I roll like something perception occult to see if I figured out what happened?
Silverlock, you temporarily have the paranoia flaw. You've seen what appears to be a vision indicating something very bad is about to happen to your patron.
Yeah. And especially since I boosted her.
As you start screaming, Carlisle grabs a cloth and throws it over the shard. What are you doing, man? That thing is more dangerous than you know.
Can I roll a perception to see if I know what happened?
Yes.
Perception or occult?
This I'm going to say is perception. It'd most likely be an empathy check, but yeah, we'll call it an empathy check.
Okay, hold on.
I'll give you a +2 bonus because you have some skill synergy.
2. I don't think I noticed what happened, but I do want to know what
You
happened.
don't, but you know enough that you recognize. You've had enough visions yourself. You recognize that Silverlock was having one.
Can I go over and smack him in the face and ask him what he saw?
You certainly can.
You can attempt to.
Can I go over and ask you what you saw? Like, calm down, calm down. Can I what would I roll to get him to calm down and stop screaming so he can breathe? Like, deception.
That spell that you just decided you
Can I
That you
get
didn't
it?
want to take.
This would be one of those times where having that spell would actually have been useful.
Yeah, the spell that
Like
had
right
him
after I say there's not many times it would be useful, you stumble into
Like,
one of the ones
The
where
one
it would be.
time. The one time in the whole campaign. Yeah.
Can I totally just say that that like things you see don't necessarily come to true? And like I don't know if it's deception or like calm or I don't know.
Probably against my willpower.
I would say this would be. I'm just gonna let you guys play this out.
Dr. Channing, do you have
No.
smelling salts? Anything that can calm him down?
Things you see don't necessarily come to true. It could be something that has happened in the past or something that might be happening now, or it could be something that not even is important at all. And what happened though?
I would be totally ignoring all the jibber jabber that everyone's saying, and I'd probably go after the guy that covered up the crystal because I'm thinking that crystal is showing me the truth. So I probably would do a total attack brawl.
Oh no! Oh no!
Because
Can
like
I
I
put
said,
him to sleep? Can I put him to sleep?
You
Well,
make initiative rolls. We're gonna have to.
This is intense.
We're gonna have to figure this plays out.
Okay, I don't have a token, but I'll just roll.
Yeah, we're just rolling, and I'm. All right.
Yeah.
Meredith gets to go first.
Can I roll like him to sleep? I'm
Yes,
touching him right now at
Captured
the
sleep
moment.
spell, and it's versus his willpower.
So I have a +2 touching the target.
Well,
And
does she have to make a brawl attack for that at least?
No, she was close enough to you before the initiative roll that,
Okay.
like, she couldn't obviously. Yeah, she's not going to hit you hard enough to do any damage, but just putting her hand out.
I won't
That's
do
fine.
any.
That's fine.
I won't.
If it
use
doesn't
my
work,
dog
you can.
bonus
If
to-
it doesn't work, you're strong enough to push past her, so it's not going to interfere unless the spell works.
I'm not using my dog bonus. I'm gonna do an additional +2.
Well, with a 10, I think you've done well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's
it's a
your
big
willpower,
fight.
Jeff?
4. So yeah,
Yeah. So you lunge at Carlisle, but before you can, like, she puts her hand out before you can even try to push past her. You find yourself getting very sleepy.
yeah, boom.
Can I try to catch him so he doesn't face plant or anything?
I probably placed my head on
Go ahead and make an athletics check to try to
I'm
catch
just
him.
gonna try to catch you as a.
because yeah, I was going to do a total attack. It's one of those things. It's like you notice the thing. I sort of
You fail. You get your arms under him.
Here, fall into my arms.
You get your arms under him, but you don't have the strength, and he just kind of falls right through you and face
Yeah.
plants.
Just
on
be
the-
glad it wasn't
on the
a
wooden
0.
floor.
Otherwise, it would have been awkward.
it'd been right on top of you. Yeah.
Oh man.
Um, Carlisle, what was that thing?
That is a smoking mirror.
Do I know what a smoking mirror is?
You probably don't, but Carlisle's about to explain it.
Excellent.
It is a device that lets one see the future. They were found by the Spanish during their adventures in the south. I happened to acquire this one. The problem is the future it shows is always a bad one. If you didn't know what you were getting into, I imagine you'd become quite
Is there any way to
unsettled.
tell? Is there any way to tell what John saw?
If you can read his mind, perhaps.
Uh, Even if that were
Well-
possible, I imagine no one would want to. I'm gonna kneel down by him.
Donkey in there.
Sorry.
That's hilarious.
I'm gonna kneel down by him though, and just kind of like check to make sure he didn't hit his head or anything
Okay,
bad.
what is it? Um, and this smoking mirror, you say it was found by the Spanish in the south?
Yes, the natives down there were making them. From what I hear, it's a grisly process.
The natives in this. Oh, wait, would these be the same natives? Like, how long ago was this? Like, these were made?
When he's saying in the south, I will clarify. When he says the Spanish in the south, it's like he means like South America. This is
Okay.
not anything you've encountered.
So, is it possible that these natives in the south had a demonic entity and they used that magic to create this?
It certainly wouldn't be outside the realm of possibility.
And would that reach into here, or would they be able to see the other way?
That's what I've been trying to figure out. I recently learned that one of these is in the possession of a Mr. Jonathan Drake. And I'm sure I don't need to explain to you why being able to spy on him is worth the risk, but so far it doesn't seem to have that ability.
Well, I believe in the case of these is what you are looking at. That would be what looks back. Do you know any of those quotes of if you stare into the void too long, it'll
Yeah.
start to stare back at you?
It hasn't been said yet. We're a couple centuries away from Nietzsche.
Stare into the void stares back, something like that.
Yeah.
But again, we're at least a century or two, or at least a century or so away from Nietzsche, so Hasn't been said yet.
Doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, though.
But yeah.
Sorry. Well, either way, I think it's best if we calm Jeff. And do you know if the future is something that always happens or if it is undetermined?
I think it's what's likely to happen. Though
Do you
I
know?
have to believe it can be altered.
Do you know if there's a way to alter not the future but the past?
I'm certain if there is, it takes more power than I'm. I'm certain if there is, it takes far more power than I have, than anyone has.
I do not think that the past is something that is to be messed with.
You're probably right.
However, I also don't like the idea of trying to mess with the future to the extent where we are the causes of a future we seek to avoid.
I agree with that.
I think at this point my head is too much anime is going into my head.
Oh no, I was thinking more of like Greek mythology, how half of the Greek tragedies are the future, try to prevent it, end up causing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, does it show the beginning or does it show the the result? I know I didn't see John's vision, but
I'm not sure I have an answer for you.
What are you doing in the city, Carlisle?
Again, I'm here watching over Mr. Rodney. After his encounter, I wanted to make sure that he didn't turn.
right now I'm just very glad that John has never had the ability to look into the future because
Doesn't handle it though.
Well, should we wake him up? Is he settled now, or is this something he needs to sleep off?
He'll wake within the hour. However, I don't know if his anger will be subsided by the time he awakes.
Do you have any way of finding out what he was angry about, or is that just something we need to ask him?
I have no way of knowing.
Do you
I
seem to
have
know about these types of things? Can you look too?
I'm afraid
I
what I
don't recommend you. I don't recommend using that thing. As I've said, the visions almost seem designed to unnerve whoever sees them.
like he said, I do not think that is a wise decision. I do not think I would see what John saw, and it would just be more problems. However, I think you should look into destroying that. I don't think it will be of any use, and if it is of a use, it will not be of one for you, but for darker design.
I will certainly consider that. And he kind of wraps it up in the cloth and he puts it away before John wakes up. Now, if you don't mind carrying your friend out of my room, I don't want to be the first thing he sees when he wakes up.
Indeed. Probably best to reinforce your door. Again, my
Alright.
apologies.
Yeah, that will help move Silverlock down.
Okay.
I think that's the end of the scene. He's probably gonna wake up like
Yeah. It's
In the
once
hall.
I'll say once you guys kind of get him out of the house, it's by now it's quite late. Like night is beginning to fall. So Silverlock wakes up as you guys are dragging him outside.
Yeah, I
John.
probably just struggle with like, what? Where is he?
It was demonic beings showing you something that they wanted you to see. Are you going to let them have what they want?
You
And
know
you will
what?
be Jeff, you will be paranoid until sunrise.
Yeah, it's like, I'm telling you, you don't know what you mean, woman.
Can I put him back to sleep, please?
Yes.
I think if I see her trying to do something, it probably would be an initiative thing that I probably would try to slap her because it's like I would not want to.
I don't need to touch him to do this.
I'm gonna let him make a perception check to see if he notices you casting. I'll say yeah. Go ahead and the two of you each roll your initiative. Let's see who can.
Oh.
Yeah. So, what do you want to do to disrupt her?
I will slap her, but it's so I would probably just do a brawl slap attack. It's like I don't want to hurt her, but it's like I don't want to be
All right, make a brawl
taken.
attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you see her go to cast, and you just backhand her, interrupting the spell.
Non-lethal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
non-lethal.
Yeah.
Can I still cast the spell?
Let's see. I'm gonna say there's a penalty to it.
Okay, what will the penalty be?
I'm gonna say it's a. You took 2 damage. I'll say it's a -2 penalty.
Question. Because he touched me, does that count towards my touch?
Sure.
It was momentary as he was backhanding you. I'm gonna say no.
Oh, okay.
Okay. My dog is within range. I'm going to use my other style point.
Okay.
Nothing like player versus player. Yeah.
So it's just a +1, which is still pretty decent. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. So he backhands
Holy
you. And
smokes!
he backhands you. You kind of throw your hand out in a gesture over his face, like "Leave now." And he's kind of like on the backswing of his backhand. He just kind of falls back and he's laying there in the street.
Yeah. Nobody tries to save me this time. Yeah. Hey, like I said, that's okay. It's like I sort of it worked out. It's all good. Unless you want, well, let me do a willpower with all my style points just to see on the off
I don't
chance.
think it's a roll. I think it's
Yeah, I know
just
it's against the
your
will
stat
normally.
itself.
Yeah, I know it's normally against the will, but yeah, it's whatever. That's fine.
after he falls asleep, I would do it again so it's set for an hour, so we have time to bring him back and like tie him up.
I'm gonna find a.
Well, if it was per
attack.
hour, then you would have had to do it at a -2.
I know, but I just knocked you out. I can do it again later.
All right.
I'm
I
gonna
will
try to
say that
find out.
yes. He will spend the night asleep, but when he wakes up, the paranoia has.
You
faded.
have me tied down on a bed. Yeah.
Yeah, you're basically you spent the night like sleeping in a chair to which you've been tied.
Yeah.
I'm
Bound,
giving you each a
possibly
style point for
gagged.
that.
Yeah.
For that exchange.
John, the next morning, is it nice to hit women? Is this something you do for fun?
I just sort of glare at you and don't say anything.
Do you enjoy having demonic beings go into your mind and control you?
Have you guys ungagged me yet or not?
I'm not. I
You
never
weren't, you
gagged
weren't
you.
gagged. You were
Okay.
just tied up so that you didn't, you know.
Well, I assumed they gagged me just so I wouldn't scream or if I did wake up throughout the night. That's why I look at her. It's like, how do you know what I saw was not truth?
Well, first, I didn't immediately attack the person.
Do you
we were-
even know what I saw? I look at her.
I know what I see, and I believe that what I saw was not the same as what you see. What you saw was something that was very bad, I am sure.
What
Because
did you see?
I saw what could be the end of all of us.
That's not very descriptive.
What do you mean,
Like
like?
just Tuesday.
The destruction of Virginia, and if she
Was she
goes,
destroyed?
well, the darkness was encroaching on her, and
The darkness is always there. Was she destroyed? Did you actually see it?
Did
the fact that they had found her and they were
They
advancing
always have
upon her.
known where she is by proof of the Indians have been there a very long time.
maybe we should go back?
No, it is unnecessary. They wanted you to see, and they showed you exactly what it is they wanted you to see. However, it was not the outcome. It was them trying to mess you up. Are you going to let them mess you up?
How do you know what I saw was not what was happening and what was to come?
You did not see the outcome. Just because what you think is going to happen is not the way it will be. Especially in magical items that are designed by people who are not even good in the first place.
I'm gonna look
They will
awkwardly
use it-
over at Dr. Channing and just stay quiet.
They will use it for their own purposes and try to change people that are good to be bad. Are you going to let them do that, Jeff? Sorry, John.
And I look at Meredith and it's like going,
Are you going to let them distract you from the real problems that are happening?
you know, sometimes I don't know what is the real problem, what it is, the ones that are
Seek
you
to
know,
do good and destroy evil.
the
However,
war that we're facing, or the deal of dealing with Krakatoa, because to me the
Croatoan.
lines are blurred in some cases. It's like,
I think you should have faith in your own deity. I believe that she has enough power to resist that. If she did not have that much power or the ability to do so, she would have asked for help if you would have been able to give it. However, I think it's more. I think going there again would not necessarily be useful. If anything, it would just be bad. If she needed your help, she would be very capable of asking you for it. As she
with
asked
my
you before.
connection with Virginia, it's like I'm sort of mixed because I could see John wanting to go back to verify, but it's like,
John, she asked me to come and visit her before. If she needed your help, she would be very capable of asking you to come and visit her again.
she has mentioned that when we last met that she may not be able to communicate as well due to protecting the stone.
Not to me, but to you. She's very capable of doing that. She helps you quite often.
Yeah.
Did she ask you for help?
And I'd probably go, and this is out of character, Adam. It's like, with boosting the patron level to 1, it's like, do I feel like I should go to like a natural glade or something and see if I can try to communicate with her, or because I could see him trying to
it's not so much communication. It's like you.
or sense
It's
or whatever.
the presence. It's not like someone you talk to. It's more. It's more of you feel her presence kind of guiding you, kind of thing.
Does her presence ever need help? Does it feel like it is in danger?
Well, I've only had this presence with her very recently, so it's like to
It
me
sounds like you.
it's sort of new.
It
Since
sounds
I
like
gave
you
her
don't
the
trust
stone
your
and
own deity.
well, no. My relationship with Virginia sort of started with the stone, and then I sort of boosted it too.
Yeah.
So it's like it's fairly you know. So that's what I'm saying. It's like out of character, and that's why I'm wanting Adam to throw his input. I
I'm
don't
not.
know how much.
I'm not completely against going to help you with something, but I don't want you to do it out of fear for something that could happen. I think that if it's something that you sensed that she needed help instead of something that you saw that was from a probably demonic crystal, then that would be different. However, your behavior was, well, unlike yourself.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but
Uh, I have
yeah,
never seen you hit a yes. That was quite
You have
well,
never backhanded one of your friends.
exactly.
but then again, one of my friends have not potentially attacked me too. So that's
It. I made
yeah.
you fall asleep. Was that really?
Well, well, it is an attack. It's the yeah, it's that's why, like I said, Adam. That's why I'm sort of deferring to you because uh, as a player, I'm sort of mixed on how my
Sure.
character would react. It's like
And I will say that your paranoia has passed.
yeah,
So you so there's that.
yeah.
And again,
If I start to act insane, I give you full permission to put me to sleep. Probably Josiah would be the best suited to do that because your method of putting to sleep I'm not particularly fond of. Um,
must
but
be
if I
brought to
start
the
to
back
act
of the
I was gonna
insane,
say probably my backhand probably got you close, but
but if I start to act insane and start to attack people due to something that I think I saw, I give you permission to put me to sleep until I come to more rational thinking.
well, it's one of six.
at this
You know,
at this
for
point,
Meredith,
you
does she
guys hear a
really
knock at
see
the
me?
door.
I
Yeah,
will immediately go to open it.
yeah. Am I still tied up? That's the question.
I don't know.
Yes, and the
Yeah.
messenger gives you an odd look about that. Excuse me, sirs. Request from directly from Congress.
Sure. We are just performing an experiment, and I'll look over at Channing and the tied up guy, and like,
Yeah,
He
he
try to
hands
make
gets
an
you,
tied.
he hands
excuse.
you the message and leaves. He does not want any part of this. There's a wild man tied to a chair, and that's not what he signed up for.
Uh,
Here, uh, yeah, that's okay. Don't worry about the fee for delivering the message. I don't
He
need a tip.
doesn't.
Yeah,
He just leaves.
I will just hand the letter to Dr. Channing as I.
this is above my pay grade. Okay.
The letter indicates that um, your aid is being requested to do a prisoner exchange with the British.
Can I do a strength check to see if I can break through the bonds?
I was actually
Sure.
going to ask you if you think you can get out yourself or if you would like my assistance.
You
Uh,
cannot.
damn it! You tied the knots too tight.
Are you
Dang
of your
hope.
own mind?
I don't look happy. How's that?
Are you going to run off with no reasoning?
Is this paranoid delusions unhappy or tied to a chair unhappy? Because those are different.
I think I. You don't see the yellow in my eyes. How's that? Uh,
Okay, I'm going to believe you are of a sound mind because you do not say otherwise and untie you. Does anybody have any other opinions on this matter?
Okay.
Seeing none, hearing none.
I untie you.
I glance
So
at
yes,
you and
the,
just sort
the
of.
message from Congress, it's signed by Dr. Franklin. It is requesting you guys to escort a prisoner for a prisoner exchange with the British. Or prisoners, I should say. They're the...
Damn, Franklin, he just wants to get us out of town. Wants to get me out of town. I know it. He just doesn't trust us. I don't know why you guys take his authority.
The letter indicates that a trusted agent has been taken prisoner, and they've negotiated an exchange to get this guy back. The letter also indicates that this guy is a member of the Order.
Wait, they're asking for exchange for someone who's been captured is member of the order?
Yes, the
Yes.
British have a member of the Order,
Oh.
and Franklin has made a deal to get him back by turning over prisoners that your side has.
I'm brooding.
Sure.
Can't trust the people I'm working with.
Oh, sorry. I guess I had my microphone muted. Do we know who our prisoners are? The ones that we're exchanging?
It's just captured soldiers.
Oh, okay.
Just
Where does the exchange take place?
well, the terms are there's a bridge between New York and Pennsylvania. And the terms are, each side will be on one side of the bridge. You'll each send your people across, and then everyone will leave. No one's, it's pretty standard prisoner exchange protocol.
I don't suppose we know the folks on the other side and whether they're trustworthy. Do we know them at all?
They'll
By
be British
reputation or
regulars.
by? Okay. All right. This could be tense. Any other questions we should be asking, folks?
I can be off to the side providing ranged support if it gets hairy.
Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Yeah, I'd be very cautious about unless you can remain perfectly hidden.
Well, if that's the case, I can just remain armed and with the party, and I've been working on my my draw.
That might be best. We wouldn't want the deal to be scrambled by them noticing a sniper on our side.
And I mean, they will be armed. Like each side will be on their own side of the bridge, but
yeah, nobody will fire unless fired upon.
These are tense situations. No one will be. No one in their right mind would go to one of these without a weapon.
Right. But on the other hand, we don't want to seem like we're trying to spring some kind of trap or surprise or ambush or something, because
right,
that will cause it to go south very quickly.
Yeah, you certainly wouldn't, for instance, want to have Graham hiding on their side of the bridge.
Yeah, I think we'll just stay on try to do a clean trade.
All right, what kind of escort are we going to have for our prisoners on our way there? Because I don't think we're going to be able to guard these prisoners all by ourselves all the way there. So I'm hoping we can have a small detachment or something like that to watch the prisoners until we get to the point where we actually do the exchange.
It doesn't say anything about that in the letter. You'd have to ask Ben Franklin.
All right. I guess we need to go talk to Franklin.
Is Is anyone going to talk to me about what happened
Don't we
while
know
I was
what
asleep?
happened?
While I was asleep, you know, did anyone, or after I woke up, did anyone explain to me what has happened?
Yes, I would have explained to you what happened.
I think I was mostly staying out of it, so it would have been
Yeah,
up to
well,
her.
that's because you know I I didn't think anyone had, before you untied me, or around, before the messengers came. That's why I was like, uh, you know,
Yeah,
because I don't know.
so far, they've. I mean, Meredith gave you a stern talking to about how you shouldn't backhand your friends in the face.
Yeah, but she doesn't know what I saw in the mirror. That's the whole, because
I know
that's
it, I know it wasn't good. But sorry,
well, but you don't know
You don't know
that I
none of
saw
the
you look
specifics.
in the mirror. That's
You said something about Virginia being in danger. That's what they have.
yeah, and
yeah.
that's why I'm sort of, and Adam, I don't want to rip up your campaign or anything, but I could see Silver like sort of wanting to go back,
And you certainly can. Like,
and it's and that's because to be honest, I feel like that's what he would be wanting to do. It's like I said, I don't want to screw up everybody else's uh over the campaign, but it's like I just see him wanting to do something like that because he's not quite certain, because Meredith, like I said, she didn't see what he saw, and
Can I get the
Jeff, I will say you do feel Virginia's presence. Like, you kind of always feel Virginia's presence. And
I would see probably more when I'm more out of the cities and in the more natural
yes,
or nature. Yeah,
and if the other party members were smart, they might try to convince you that a hike through the woods might be good for you.
yeah.
actually I was
That's
gonna
sort of
suggest that.
that's
And
why it's like whether or not it ended up being going out and then maybe you know several hours away from the group while they're doing this whole thing with setting up the prisoner thing, and I come back. That's perfectly fine with me. That's why I wanted to sort of put it out there.
I think a walk through the woods would do you good.
Get in touch with nature again.
Yeah.
So it's up to
You've,
Adam
you've
when I
lost
come
your
back.
roots here in the city.
When I come back with the party,
All right.
that's fine. I'll leave it at that.
And I will say, if you guys want, Franklin will give you some additional, a couple of additional men.
Hey, if you're not going to be with the party, you can control them.
Well, and it's one of those things like if I end up coming back and I'm in the all natural state, well, so be it. That is possible. Uh, it's not like I have a whole lot of weapons to begin with, but you know that I might be in a beast form.
That was not what I was suggesting when I said get in touch with nature, but if it makes you feel better, I'll cover my eyes.
Well, like I said,
He's gonna turn
I could see me coming back in a beast form and then transforming, and well, let's just say it's an eye opener for some people. Oh, okay, John. Okay.
John Jr.
God. Don't you know it's proper to be wearing multiple layers of clothing? It's
I mean, it is the middle of the summer, so you're probably not dressing in too many layers.
well, like I said, but yeah, it's like I said, it's no, like I said, Adam, I didn't want to totally disrupt, but I could see my character not being involved in several of these, right now. So that's fine. So I'll just be in the background until you come indicate I'm coming back.
I was wondering if I could, yeah, with some of the style points from today, get like augury to potentially see if Virginia Deer is okay.
You're, mm, I don't think you can spend. You need to spend experience for that, not style
Yeah,
points.
that's what I meant. But like after today's session.
Sure.
Well, I don't know how long we're going to go on.
Yeah, I'm just kind of setting you up. There's kind of two things I'm planning to do over the summer, and because we've kind of got a period where I don't have any historical events. But then once we get into August, that's where things get crazy.
Wait a
I think
minute, July
everyone is sort of.
4th.
How long are we? Are we ending tonight soon, or are we running a few more
I'm
hours?
gonna say I'm gonna get you guys to the prisoner exchange,
Okay,
and
All right.
that's kind of where I was planning to end it.
Okay.
that's fine. That's why I was like, oh, like I said, it's like I didn't want to take over anything, but I could see.
And we're at the prisoner exchange.
Okay,
Yeah. So this is this is kind of where we're gonna start off next time. There's a new figure for Graham. I got rid of the peg leg figure because
Oh, I've got a new one. Oh, it's
he's
perfect.
actually listed as Graham.
I don't suppose there's any chance we can keep our style points.
Yeah, because he didn't use any, and
I haven't used any. I don't think. Well, Meredith
I
used
used a
a pile
few,
of them.
but it's like, yeah,
I will say I'll reset the style points, but I'm going to give everyone one extra for next week.
Cool. Thank you.
For this week, everyone gets a participation point. Everyone gets a role playing point.
Okay, so 2 XP.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
And
3.
I assume I can't spend that at this point. Then
It costs 3 to buy a spell, so if you have a third one,
3. Oh, I thought it was 2. Okay, never mind.
nope.
3/4 spells.
Okay.
So okay, so just 2 points.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
next week we'll have the prisoner
Yeah.
exchange, and then I have another fun thing that you guys are going to do in June, and then I'm planning to have you guys be around when the Declaration of Independence is signed.
Yeah.
And then again, once we get into August, that's when things get crazy.
That's when time sort of slows down quite a bit. Ooh.
Well, once you get into the middle and end of August, that's when all of the fighting in New York starts. So I'm gonna,
Like I said, time slows down.
unless you guys, unless you guys do end up wanting to go back to the south to check on Virginia,
don't
I
see
was
any
gonna have
point
you
to
guys
that.
go to New York.
I don't see any point to that.
Well, like I
Yeah.
said, I
Yeah,
probably
maybe I
would have.
missed something, but
Well,
I think we can
depending
come
on the
up with
time, I probably would have converted to the the beast form, flew back, and I probably could have flown to and from within the few days that we were dealing with. So it's like that's
You know
why
what? I may play that out. I'll have to figure out how long it would take as the crow flies to get from Philadelphia to Roanoke.
I would definitely wish John my best in safe travels, and if he wishes to give Virginia the other shard of the stone, then that's fine with me.
Just don't drop it when you're a crow.
Yep.
Oh
So yeah,
yeah,
that's
I,
something
or you
I'm
will.
gonna need to prepare. So I think next week we'll do the prisoner exchange, and if it's possible to get to Virginia in that time, and if not, I think we can say it is as the crow flies.
I did want to talk to John briefly, um, and but I don't know how happy he is with me right now. But John,
That's a
I do.
lot.
You think he's unhappy with you? He punched you in the face. I think you'd be unhappy with him.
Yeah, we're unhappy with each other right now, but he's still one of my companions nonetheless. Um,
Yeah, little intra-party tension is always fun.
yeah, I would tell John that I see visions quite often, and the meaning isn't given with the vision itself. However, I did see a ring and then a city on fire. So I would like you to be with us eventually, because I think your abilities would be useful, and I think that you would have interest in making sure that they're all recovered. And I don't know how you would take that at the time, but I do believe you had an errand you yourself wanted to do first, so.
Nice.
That demonic leg, yes.
He's
All
staying
right.
out of
So I
all
think
the
that's where we're going to end it. As I
drama.
said, I think this was a good session for setting up a lot of what is to come.
Indeed.